A dolphin breaks the surface, just for a moment. A smooth gray head rises from the water. An exhale bursts into the cold air. Then it disappears beneath the waves again. Nothing unusual, at least, not until you notice what it is carrying in its mouth. A pufferfish. Not food, not a toy, a pufferfish. A second dolphin approaches. What happens next looks less like marine biology and more like the world's most expensive underwater group project. The fish is passed from one dolphin to another, carefully, deliberately, almost as if they collectively agreed that today was not the day to make responsible decisions. Most people think dolphins spend their days being adorable, jumping through waves, rescuing lost swimmers, looking suspiciously happy in every photograph ever taken. That's the public relations version. The actual dolphin appears to have a much stranger side. Because researchers observing these encounters noticed something unexpected, the dolphins were not trying to eat the fish, they were interacting with it repeatedly. And hidden inside the small inflated body is one of the most dangerous toxins found anywhere in nature. Tetrodotoxin, a neurotoxin powerful enough to shut down muscles, stop breathing, and kill predators many times larger than the fish itself. Which creates a fairly obvious question. Why would a highly intelligent animal voluntarily put that anywhere near its mouth? Scientists still debate the answer, but the observations keep leading back to the same possibility. The dolphins may be seeking the toxin itself. Not enough to die, just enough to experience something, which is an absurd sentence. Not because it sounds impossible, because it sounds familiar. Researchers noticed the dolphins handling the fish with extraordinary precision. No violent attacks, no frantic feeding, just small interactions, controlled interactions, the behavioral equivalent of someone reading the warning label and deciding to proceed anyway. And then came the truly strange part. After interacting with the fish, some dolphins began drifting near the surface, moving slowly, rolling gently through the water, appearing unusually relaxed, almost hypnotized by the sunlight above them. From a scientific perspective, researchers describe this as altered behavior. The internet would almost certainly use different terminology, but regardless of the language, something unusual appears to be happening. And suddenly, this story becomes much bigger than dolphins, because most people assume the desire to alter consciousness is a human invention, a product of civilization, a side effect of culture. That assumption does not survive contact with nature. Across the world, animals repeatedly seek substances that modify perception. Elephants consume fermenting fruit, birds become intoxicated on naturally occurring alcohol. Reindeer actively search for psychoactive mushrooms buried beneath Arctic snow. Again and again, evolution reveals the same unsettling pattern. Life seems remarkably interested in changing its own experience of reality, which raises a deeper question, one that scientists still cannot fully answer. Why? What is it about consciousness that makes even other species curious enough to experiment with it? Because consciousness itself remains one of the greatest mysteries in existence. Nobody fully understands why awareness exists at all. A brain is made of cells. Cells are made of molecules. Molecules follow physical laws, and yet somehow, inside that process, an experience emerges. A point of view, a self, and somewhere beneath the waves, dolphins possess one of the most sophisticated non-human minds ever discovered. They recognize themselves in mirrors. They teach one another. They maintain social traditions. Some populations even have behaviors that can only be described as culture, which means the old image of dolphins as smiling sea mascots misses something important. They are not ocean decorations. They are minds, ancient minds, complex minds, minds that evolved along a completely different path from our own. And perhaps that is what makes these observations so fascinating. Not the possibility that dolphins get high, but the possibility that they possess an inner world rich enough to seek experiences beyond simple survival. Because survival explains hunger. It explains fear. It explains reproduction. It does not easily explain curiosity, especially curiosity directed toward consciousness itself. The dolphin rises once more. The ocean is silent. Sunlight scatters across the water like shattered glass. For a moment, the animal hovers between two worlds, air and ocean, known and unknown. Then it disappears again, and perhaps that is the real story. Every year, science reveals another ability once believed to belong only to humans: tool use, culture, problem solving, self-recognition. The list keeps growing, not because animals are becoming more intelligent, but because we are slowly discovering how intelligent they already were. And somewhere beneath the surface, a dolphin drifts through a reality we can observe but never truly enter. We can track its movements, measure its brain, analyze its behavior, but we cannot experience what it experiences. That world remains locked behind another consciousness, forever visible, forever unreachable, like the deep ocean itself.